Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Minecraft video. It's Ducon Red One, and today we are going to make an iron mine. And right behind me, in that little place there, in between those two hilly majiggers, is going to be the mine itself. And I'm going to theme it off a little bit off of Skyrim, as far as the entrance is concerned, and as far as as far as it's concerned, I'm going to try to theme it off of Skyrim, and I think it's going to turn out pretty good. So what I'm going to do starting out is manipulate the terrain, and then once I get that finished up, I'll come right back and we will go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and do it. Alright, so I manipulated the terrain a little bit, and I made it look sort of like it's a tunnel kind of dug into the cliff here. And I think it looks pretty good. It works out pretty well. Even from above, it definitely has that look to it that it is a mine. Oh yeah. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. And so what I want to do for coming out is I want to make these supports. Like, this is basically a way to hold back the sides of the cliff. So we're just gonna do this along a dirt path, and we're gonna do these diagonal little bits of wood, just like that, okay? And then on top of that is going to be a thing of logs, just like this, and they're gonna go right along like that. At least I think. I think actually I might use spruce, normal spruce half slabs instead. I think that might look a lot better. So let's try this really quick. If it doesn't work, then we'll have to decide on something else. This is, again, like I've done before, an impromptu design. I'm not going off of anything, which is preferable to most people that watch my channel, it seems. So I'm gonna keep going by that. So yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad. Now what I want to do is along here, diagonal on each one of these, I want to make this support log. And this is used to keep back the cliffs from falling in. So I think that'll do just fine like that. I'm unsure about the farthest one out here though. I might decide actually to take this one out, because we don't really need these. Yeah, let's take out this last one because we don't really need that anymore because it's already supported up here. Okay. But I'm going to do this on top, just like that. And then I think we can do something like this, if I can get the right metadata. There, just adding in a little bit of difference in there. That works pretty well. Okay, and then we come to the end here, and this is the entrance into the mine. And what I want to do here is use this wood to make our entrance. So let's go ahead and just box this in. And so that is going to be our door into this labyrinth that we're going to have. So I'm unsure how I want to make the door here. What if I did that? That works kind of. I think that works. I could take those away and then do that. Let me try this really quick. Let's try this design. I think that this might be how I decide this is going to work. Let's try that. Okay. Put some stone there, make that work. And then we're going to do that. And I guess we'll put that there. And then that'll work pretty good, I think. That looks like it's an entrance into a underground thingamajigger, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and use some fence gate, or some fence pieces. Fence pieces usually really have that look around them to make it more or less Here we go. To make it more or less look like it's scaffolding. And that's kind of what a mine is. There's lots and lots of scaffolding inside. So we're going to use some of these fence pieces just like this to add in more details along. We'll go ahead and put it there. We'll put that there. Alrighty, so there we go. I think that will do pretty well for now. As far as detailing is concerned, we can just kind of add some of crates around just like that. It's not really super important, just kind of details around just to say that, hey, there's stuff here and maybe somebody forgot something. I don't know. This is an iron mine, but the secret behind it is that it's no longer a used iron mine. It has long since been abandoned. Not long since been abandoned, but it's abandoned now. The reason why is maybe because the corporation that had owned this mine went bankrupt or something, and so they no longer could afford to pay the workers to keep the mine open. So yeah, now they have to remove the people out of it, and like no one's working here. So let's do that. Very good. Alrighty. Oops. There we go. And I'm going to do one more half slab like that. And let's build the wood all the way down. So that is the doorway in there. And it looks pretty good right now. So what I'm going to do now is dig out the caves. And then I'm going to start deciding on details that we can do on the inside. I'm going to dig out the caves a little bit. And I'll tell you kind of what I've decided and what's going to go on there. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I finished that up a little bit. I made the caves in here, and what I'm going to do is actually show you how I did these caves. It's really simple, just with a little bit of world edit and then touching it up by hand, but this is basically the idea. This here is going to be where there's going to be an assassin in here, or some kind of, yeah, maybe just an assassin, or it's going to have somebody living in here. And the idea is he is an assassin, so I want him in here because I just like the idea of having some kind of secret or some kind of out of the ordinary in here. So having a place where an assassin would live here, like maybe he's part of a larger guild and they use this possibly as a safe house or something, that would be a possibility. We're going to be building the cave here, but I'm going to show you this way really quick. We're going to go down, and here is another large chamber, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cave in the ceiling and make this into a sinkhole. So it's going to look much different from above. It's going to look very like dipped, and you're going to be able to enter into this part of the cave here just like a little bit. Like it's going to be like where it's caved in, there's going to be a little walkway through it. And I'm going to do that off camera as well. But that is what I'm going to do there. But for right now, let's go ahead and do this part of the cave over here. And I'm going to make a jut off here. And this is going to go down to some ore. So we want to do brush, sphere, air, 2. Okay? And that's basically all. And we're just going to start clicking on the wall. Oh, I did a mask before that. Brush, sphere, air, 2. Now we got it. And this is just going to kind of go downwards, and then it's going to kind of have a bunch of places where there's going to be ore. Like there's going to be ore, down there is going to be ore, and then maybe right there is going to be some ore down there as well. So we're just going to go through this now and hand dig it out. It's really quite simple how this works. All you gotta do is just kind of place down some stone, just like that, and you know, take it out. You want to try to square it up a little bit. You don't want to keep this round look. That's what's make it looks. My tongue is tied. That is what it makes it look like it's world edited. Just like these little round spots. You want to try to remove those out, and by doing that, you make it look a lot better. So we're just gonna do that. Maybe the ore is gonna be down in this section, and then we're gonna take that out, dig a little bit into this wall, and that works just like that. So there we go. Knock those out. So when you're building a mine, something to keep in mind is don't put ore all over the walls. That's something that you would rarely see. At least in my, at least what I think. I mean, I know they do it in Skyrim, they have it everywhere, but I think that it's best to keep the ore organized at the ends, because the ore would have already been mined out on the path down. You know, that's the only reason why they would dig further, is because they're trying to find new ore. And once they, you know, use up the ore that they've already gone past, or what that they haven't gotten to, there's really no reason to go forward, unless if the ore has already been mined. So that's the idea. So like what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of squaring it up, giving it that nice look. And once I put all the logs in to hold up the ceiling and everything, then it's going to look a lot better. But right now it's kind of, you know, whatever. So I think that is pretty good. Let's knock out a few more things. Put that there, and we're gonna go ahead and flatten this floor out here. And that'll do. Alright guys, and I think that'll do for now. What I'm going to do now is do this cave in and finish the detailing back here. Once that's finished, I'm going to come back, show you that, and then we're going to continue with the mine. Okay guys, so I finished up the sinkhole up here, and I did a little bit of detailing into the tunnel just to get the idea of that it's caved in. I just wanted to like bend the area back a little, or the supports back a little bit. Like this one here is straight, and then this one's here broken, and there's lots of just random wood kind of around as it's all caved in. And I used a lot of gravel to indicate like loose rocks, so that would indicate that this is a cave-in. You come into here, and this is actually where the you know, this is where they were mining, because there's some extra ore here. As you can see, there's some iron there, and iron over here. And then this is the cave-in right here. You come outside, and then this is where it's open to air. Like this was all the surface, and then it caved in. This was here was a tree, and then it got like sort of pulled in while it was caving in. And then obviously it's dead now, but it's kind of like stuck upright. And then I got a lot of bushes around, and a little ladder here for whoever is in there to get out, because maybe, like I said, the assassin is in here and he needs a way to get out both ways. So I'm gonna need to figure out a way to protect this way from intruders coming in. So we'll have to figure that out. Maybe like little booby traps and stuff like that. I'm not sure. But anyways, what I am going to do is I'm just gonna first show you really quick on how I do these mines, like the inside. And then what I'm going to do is time-lapse it and make it go by really quick and make it an exciting time-lapse. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and grab some of that, and let's go ahead and build up some supports here. And basically it's really nothing too fancy. There's no real like method to this. You just kind of find out where it looks good, like where it works and stuff like that. It's like, I don't really know how else to explain it other than it's more of a random organized fashion, if that makes any sense whatsoever. You just kind of put the supports wherever they would work, and like I want to put a support here directly across, and then I would want to put a support here as well, right about there. I think is a good place for a support. You want to make sure that the ceiling is well supported, because being in a mine, nobody wants to be in an unsafe mine. And I guess that could be a reason why they left this mine, is because of that cave-in at the end, which would kind of make sense, because, you know, who wants to be in a mine that, you know, might cave in more or might cause more problems. So, you know, that's probably why. they left the mine. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of texturing right now that we got a little bit of that stuff down. And let's go ahead and throw in some dark stone. You want to just do the dark stone where it's dark, like where you think that the shadows would be. I'm just kind of putting in, I'm not spattering it like most people do. There is another way of doing this. All you gotta do is do brush, sphere, 1, 5, 1, mask, 1, 0. You gotta do 1, 0, otherwise it'll mask the 1, 5 as well. And so then you can just kind of place it like this around in the dark spots, just like that. You don't want to do the typical spattery method that you usually would do for something like this. Alright, and now what we need to do is add in some gravel along the walls. As you can see here, we just kind of want to add it along the base. We don't really want to add it everywhere. We just want to add it around the bottom. It adds a little bit more texture to the walls. It makes it look a little bit better. And that is what we are going for. We want to try to make it look as good as possible. Is good. Is goody goody goody. But mind you, in the time lapse, I'm not going to be doing too much detailing. I'm going to be just doing the base work. I do detailing much better off camera. Like when I don't have to worry about you know, something always over my shoulder, or you know, I don't have to meet any expectations or something like that. I'm not rushed. That's it. I'm not rushed during when I'm off screen. So like I can just kind of go back and forth from one thing to the other, and you know, that's how you get the best detailing done. Is do not rush. Do not rush. If you rush, you're gonna get a pretty poor job done. So the best thing to do is just take your time, enjoy it, just have fun with it, and you know, just let it happen. That's what's kind of the key behind detailing is, you know, just take your time. You'll figure out what looks good and what doesn't. It just takes time to get it done right. So right now I'm just doing the floor a little bit, just adding a little bit of textures. We're gonna add in some dirt as well. We want it to be that gravelly dirt, just like this. And we're just gonna add that around, just like so. And just in all these little stone places that are left, just like that. I'm gonna add in the other gravel too, but later on. I just want to give you guys the idea, and there goes our lights. Let's go ahead and put a torch there so you guys can still see. We want you to see, right? Right. Okay, so one other thing that we need to do here is make the way down. Now you could use wooden steps as well, but I'm just gonna use these because that just looks so much better, I think. Working it like that. And so that is this area in here almost. Now there's so much more you can do, so much more. Let me grab some of that. You just add in kind of random supports every so often. Like even here, this is a good spot for something like this. Let me go ahead and just place this in really quick. Let me, oh, come on. Did not mean to do that. All right, and we'll do that. And then here we can just do this. This is a nice little support feature you can add in. And it also looks pretty good. Like it has a really neat kind of mine look to it, I guess. Scaffolding. You want to try to make your mine, you know, look like that it's, you know, lots of scaffolding going on. And by doing that, you really get that feel that it's a mine and that it's, you know, well supported, all that good stuff. And that's what we're going for. So let's just do that. And there's so much more we can do. But that's the basic idea. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up with a time lapse, guys. And hopefully you will enjoy and learn something from it. So I'll be right back. So I finished the mine up, and it's turned out a little bit differently than what I had originally intended. Like I said, I was planning on having some kind of Assassin's Guild or a Thieves Guild in here, but it turned into that this is just a normal functioning mine, and that's just how it's going to be because it just, for me, it works better that way. And I wanted this to be more of a mine tutorial versus like a just kind of building whatever. Like, I want to show you what a mine kind of should look like, I guess. I mean, this is, for some people, this is really crowded and really, really spammy, but I kind of purposely put the detail of, like, you know, everything kind of has a purpose to it, and that's the idea behind it. So, anyway, you come in, first of all, and then this is like a little place where some of the water, because obviously since this is going down, some water would collect down here. And so the water would go down into this pool down here, and then could possibly even fill this entire area up. And then they would have to, either it would seep out, or they would have to wheelbarrow the water out, one way or the other. Little table here where the miners can take a break or something of that sort before they go to work. Then there's a little bit of a storage area up here, and as you can see, this mine has a lot of that scaffolding kind of thing. Lots of logs and small logs and fence pieces, lots of things to sort of make the make it look very, very, you know, held up. That's the idea, very supported. Because when you're making an artificial tunnel, you don't know when you're going to be reaching like some sort of fault line or something of that sort, and you don't know like how sturdy the rock is. And so that's why they have to really support it like this in order to make sure that the tunnel doesn't cave in on them. So we come this way, and this is where some of the workers would sleep, as maybe some of them don't have homes outside the area here, and they need a little place to stay. So this is a good place. I got a little poker table up here, some food, and there's lots of crates around, so you can just imagine that in those crates is more food and more things to cook. Here's a little table here. This is a neat table design, by the way, using anvils, and then the brown carpet on the top with that wood texture works pretty cool. Now this is where the actual mine is. This is where they mine all their ore, and here's some iron down there. Here's some iron there, and then you go down into this other tendril, and then there's some iron down here. So that's where they get their iron for their, you know, that's the entire reason of the mine, is this is an iron mine. They're just grabbing that iron wherever they can find it. And then we're going to go this way, and this leads to the cave-in up here. And I really like how the cave-in turned out. It really works pretty well. So you come this way, and then this is where the cave-in is. And as you can see, I've already shown you this before, but it works pretty well. It looks pretty good too. And you come into here, and then it's all like, this is where the cave used to be, and they had the supports up and everything, but it just didn't work out. Because they were too close to the ground up above, like it was like 3 blocks below. So that is why that is caved in. So we come this way. I also added in some cobwebs. That adds in a nice little bit of atmosphere. But when you're building a mine, like I said, some of the big tips is try to keep your ores at the end of the tunnels. That's something that I personally find to be a good way of doing your mine, is try to keep your ores at the ends, because that's the reason why they would dig further, is because they want to reach the ores. The other thing is the supports and scaffolding, lots of wood. Like, make it really detailed. Like, there's no organization to it really. It's just kind of a organized, randomized, like I said before, if that makes any sense to you. But yes, that is the idea. And then you can add lots of crates around. Like, you can imagine the crates have maybe tools in them. They have ore, food, who knows. There's all kinds of possibilities of what could be in the crates. And then, you know, just have a lot of random things. Like this here is another place where they had found some ore, little jut outs, and like I just put one little ore block there. Like maybe they missed that or something, I don't know. There's other places like that around, like there's this place up here as well. You know, little places on the side of the tunnels where you can maybe add like 1 or 2 ore blocks that can represent that maybe they missed that ore or something. And yeah, so that's about it, guys. I hope that you learned something in this video, and I hope that it was beneficial for some of you. Some of you have asked for me to do a mine video, and I'm glad I'm finally able to do that. And it's on a project that I've been doing, Kevikston. For those of you that want to see this for yourselves, all you gotta do is do /warp Kevikston on the server. Kevikston on the raven.org server, and then you can just look around and find it. Here, I'll just go ahead and go top. But if you want to find it, you're gonna warp over here. Just follow this road up the mountain. Don't go to the road to the creek. Go up towards the mountain and then go left towards the quarry and then go left again, and this is where the mine is right there. There will be a road to it. I'm going to do that off camera and everything. I'm going to add some houses around and such, but overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. I have a Facebook and a Twitter that you guys can follow me on and stay connected to, so try to hit me up over there. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one. Till then, bye-bye.